or these words that I want to share with you are going to be a reflection of what I feel that my 20s are and what they have been and what they will continue to be, and the things that I have learned and the lessons in which I hold closest to me and hope to implement and continue to implement into the future. I want to call this my Alice in the Wonderland series because I feel like when Alice fell into Wonderland, she was very much so lost, naive, and confused. And during her time in Wonderland, she interacted with people that understood her to her inner core, her innermost core. And they cared about her innermost core. They nurtured it, they fed it, and when she came out and joined the world, Alice was complete. She was whole. She had a purpose. She felt like she had a meaning. And that is truly something beautiful because that has kind of been what my 20s have been like so far. This crazy spiral of growth, learning, sadness, some of the darkest, deepest moments of my life, but also moments that are filled with so much love and joy and kindness and compassion and amazing people and memories and things that I will forever cherish. So yes, welcome to my Wonderland. I am Alice, aka Tay, and I hope that y'all enjoy this. I want to ask everybody to take a moment to breathe in and breathe out. And as you're breathing out, I want you to disassociate yourself with what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and where you are in this present moment. And I want you to allow yourself to think back to when you were 20 years old. You were navigating this new feeling of being an adult, this new place in life. You were probably on your own or grappling with stepping into being on your own and trying to make that transition into being on your own and navigating your feelings, your emotions, new relationships, whether they were intimate or whatever, sexual situationships, things of that nature. You were probably feeling a ton of pressure to be successful. And in your mind, you knew what you were capable of and the ideas and the impact that you wanted to have on the world. It was just building the blocks and laying the foundation to get there that you were struggling with. You were probably overwhelmed with wanting to accomplish 1,000,001 things. I know I was. I had tons and tons of ideas of how my 20s would go for me when I turned 20. And even before, when I was 18, 19, 16, I always had this image in my head of how my 20s would go. And now that I sit here as an almost 24-year-old, yeah, I was delusional. I was lost. I was wishfully thinking. And sometimes that's okay because wishful thinking is sometimes manifestation in some ways. But sometimes there's a thin line between manifesting and wishful thinking. That delusion is right there. And sometimes we get caught up in that delusion and those hopes and those dreams. And it tears us down when we aren't able to reach those as quickly as we thought we wanted to. Take the time. Think about that. Breathe in, breathe out. Let it go. See, the truth is you are the author of this new story. And like any great story that you've read or heard in life, it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen over the course of a few days, a few months, and sometimes even a few years. Sometimes it takes years and years and years of writing and crafting and imagining and all of these things to bring together the thousands of pieces to create this story. So I want you to think of your 20s as a story. Craft it, handle it with care. Your emotions, the people that you interact with, what you take in and allow yourself to receive, the situations in which you allow yourself to exist in. I want you to remember also to be mindful of who and what you give your energy and time to. In your 20s, you want to create as many memories as possible. And sometimes when we look back, especially me, I know when I look back on some moments, I'm just like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? And some of these moments are truly important. You know, there are lessons that we take from them. But sometimes I just look back on moments and I'm like, I kept repeating the same thing over and over again. And I kept giving my time and energy to situations that I knew weren't deserving of my time and my energy. And I could have been giving my time and energy to something else, something positive, something that I could have handled with tenderness and care and crafted and sculpted into something beautiful to add on to my story, to continue to paint this picture and this image. And I want you to just make sure that as you're living, be mindful of your time and your energy. Those are two things that you cannot get back. You can always replenish your energy, but it's better to kind of negate those places, negate those situations, and like I said, take lessons from the mistakes that you make the first time and try to implement those in the future. Another thing that I learned in my 20s was the importance of being intentional and verbal in your love and appreciation for others, the people that you care about and the people that care about you. One of the things that I'm setting as a goal this year is to tell people more how much they mean to me and how much I love them and how important they are in my life. Because you truly never know when your last day is or when someone else's last day is. And you don't want to be stuck questioning whether that person knew you loved them and vice versa. So tell people that they're important. Tell people that you love them. Tell people that you're thinking about them. Tell people that you care about them. Try to show up just as you would want them to show up for you. The last thing that I want to say for this part, because I know there are more parts to this coming, is to forgive yourself and love yourself. You are a human being, and as human beings, we make mistakes. We are bound to make mistakes. We are bound to have hiccups and come across bumps in the road. Don't hold that over your head. Allow yourself, like I said, to take a lesson from those mistakes and try to implement them so that you can make a change to redirect and navigate around those instances in the future. Never let anybody make you feel terrible and like you're worth less because you make mistakes. Period. Point blank. You are a human being. You are not perfect. You weren't created to be perfect. You won't leave this world as a perfect being at all. Nobody will. Make mistakes. Be free to make those mistakes. Be open to those mistakes, but also be open to learn from them and learn from what others have to say. Learn how that made others feel. It's the impact that you have sometimes when you make mistakes. Sometimes you aren't intentionally trying to hurt somebody. But if somebody says, I am hurt and this is why, this is how I felt, you listen to them. You receive that, you process it, and you implement something inside of you to help you change that behavior, change whatever it was that may have caused that. I just want to say thank y'all for listening to this. And yeah, like I said, part 2 is coming very soon. These are just some things that I was thinking about to myself, and I was like, dang, I want to share this. I want to share these memos because I have a ton of memos to myself, just reflecting and thinking into the future. So yeah, I can't wait to share the next one with you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. Happy New Year, and I hope this is the best one yet. Full of health, love, and positivity and growth. Growth is so important. I hope you experience so much love and so much peace this year because we truly need it. Thank you.